Hello guys, this is Sapphire Yagami with the review of Once Upon a Time season finale, which is 2 episodes. They just played them back to back. The first episode is Snow Drifts, and the second is There's No Place Like Home. So the opening sequence is of Zelina's time travel portal opening up in the Enchanted Forest. In the character's past, in the past of our world, a young girl leaves with a couple in a car from an adoption agency, where a then teenage Emma is standing looking upset that she'll never have a perfect family. But someone comes up to her and tells her and says to Emma, "Don't worry, you'll find a home too, Emma." In present day storybook, Emma is looking happy and sees Mary Margaret holding a baby boy as she prepares for the upcoming coronation. But they haven't named the boy yet. Henry is looking for apartments, and both Henry and Mary Margaret ask Emma what she thinks, but Emma changes the subject and starts thinking why her parents are trying to expand the time they need to name the unnamed baby by using an age-old tradition. Meanwhile, Regina and Robin Hood are sharing some romantic time together. She tells him about Tinkerbell. She tells him about how Tinkerbell told her about them being soulmates. How she saw the lion tattoo but didn't approach him in the pub. However, Robin is happy to hear that, saying that it must be the right timing for them now. Later on at Granny's, everyone is recalling or retelling stories on how Mary Margaret and David originally met back in the Enchanted Forest, and how they kept running into one another and were destined to be together. With Henry holding a fairy tale book, all of a sudden they notice an orange cloud forming in the air outside, which is revealed to be the time portal. As this starts to happen, Emma tells everyone that she wants to go back to New York City, and everyone, including Regina, doesn't like the idea. Emma then walks out and Hook follows her, taking the fairy tale book with him. Meanwhile, Regina, David, Belle, Gold, Robin, and Mary Margaret visits the jail to see if Zelina had died around the same time as the portal's opening, and they see on the monitor of her committing suicide, but are unaware that Gold altered the monitor to make it look like she killed herself. As they stop by the park, Emma tells Hook that she is upset thinking about going back to New York City. Hook then hands Emma the book, the fairy tale book, telling her Henry hoped it will remind her where they're from. But the conversation is cut short. They notice a time travel orange beam forming, and Emma runs towards the barn, where all of a sudden the doors start opening, pulling Emma towards the vortex, with Hook holding onto the ground with his hook as Emma holds onto his leg. Emma is immediately sucked into the portal, and Hook, who then replies that one of these days I'm going to have to stop chasing this woman, jumps in after her, and the portal closes as her cell phone, which is left behind, is ringing with a call from David, who was trying to warn her. In the Enchanted Forest pre-curse, seconds later, both Emma and Hook land in the Enchanted Forest. As it turns out, Emma was thinking of a time while going through the portal that she was thinking of her parents' first meeting, which is how and where they ended up. The two then come across the warning signs for Snow White from the past, and then stumble onto a village where they see Regina terrorizing the villagers, demanding that they tell her where her stepdaughter is, and proves that she was not kidding by having a woman arrested for helping Snow. Emma wants to help the woman, but Hook warns her about changing the future so they can't save the woman. Since the villagers that were threatened by the evil queen included Pinocchio, Geppetto, and Granny around the same time, both Prince James, Charming, and Abigail are in the carriage in the moments before Snow and James are due to meet, as Snow cuts a tree down to make her highway robbery, causing the carriage to stop as she is in the tree waiting. As Charming gets out of the carriage to investigate, Emma makes the biggest mistake in altering the timeline by making an accidental noise and surprises Snow, who falls and runs away, empty-handed without taking the jewels from the carriage and preventing her parents from meeting for the first time. Emma just discovered that she screwed up the past and realized that the only way to stop this altered timeline is by seeking out the only person capable of correcting this mistake. So they are forced to ask Rumpelstiltskin, who out of nowhere appears ready to kill Hook. But Emma then reveals to him about how he'll create the curse that he hopes will one day find his son Bellfire. As the book starts to see the pages becoming blank, time is starting to run out for Emma to fix what she has done, and the only way to correct this is to go to the ball that will be held at King Midas' palace. Seeing that Snow wants passage after failing to secure one from Blackbeard, they hatch a plan to have her steal the ring for passage out of the forest by using Hook's ship, which means they have to pay a visit to the tavern to distract a past version of Killian Jones. So Hook sends Emma to distract the past Hook while he's drinking with his mates. The future Hook suddenly becomes jealous of past Hook for flirting with Emma, and she keeps past Hook occupied while future Hook offers Snow a deal. But things get out of hand when Smee first becomes confused by the difference in his captain. And second, when Hook shows up while past Hook is still there. Emma orders him to leave, and Hook looks on jealously as the past Hook comes on and kisses her. The future Hook then taps his previous life on the shoulder and punches him. Hook replies that he was asking for it, saying that he'll blame the rum for his actions. Later that night at Midas' palace, Emma and Hook watch to see what happens when Rumpelstiltskin appears. He gives them an invitation and alters their look so they can blend in. As they enter the palace, the two pass themselves off as Princess Leia and Prince Charles in front of King Midas. As they take a walk together, they see James and Abigail together, but she doesn't want to dance with James. The evil queen arrives to the palace to ask Midas to search the palace just in time for Snow to show up and take the ring. As expected, James captures Snow, altering the first time they met when she hit him As she makes her escape, Emma sees her run and James yelling at her to stop, only to have Emma get caught by Regina and is arrested. So that's all for the first half in the season of Snowdrifts, and the rest concludes in There's No Place Like Home, which is a pretty much nice, title for this part of the episode. So, this open sequence of the second half opens up with a new set of graphics, highlights the O as a mirror, which features a swan in the forest. In the character's past is 2001 Portland, Oregon. Emma and Neil are on a date at a museum park where Neil picks a lock and the two sneak in to sit down on a carousel. Neil then opens up to Emma and talks about his past and about home, telling her it's a place that you can't shake and that you'll miss in the past of the Enchanted Forest. As the story continues from the previous episode, Emma sees a woman across from her cell as the same woman who was arrested for helping Snow, and learns that they are both due to be executed immediately the next day. Using her tricks from the night Neil broke into the amusement park, Emma remembers she knows how to break a lock by using 2 spoons, and it works. Later on, Charming catches Snow in the rope tap, although the timeline of the introduction is thrown off until Hook shows up to say that another woman, Emma, has his ring. Charming looks at Snow's fairy dust pendant while she tells him her backstory, another timeline that was thrown off, and come up with a plan to break into Regina's castle first, then rescue Emma and steal back the ring. Snow tells them to wait, which gives Hook and Charming time to talk about love. Moments later, Red Riding Hood shows up, revealing herself as a friend of Snow's who can get them in the castle. As they reach the place, Red, who transforms into a wolf, scared a guard into running away, but the escape plan goes awry when they run into Emma and her fellow inmate, prompting Hook to tell Emma that she deprived him of a dashing rescue. Seconds later, Snow and Regina prepare to face off with Snow throwing her dark fairy dust, but Regina uses her magic to stop it in mid-air. Snow tries telling her that what happened to Daniel when she told Coral was a mistake, saying that she was only a child, but an unforgiving Regina talks about consequences and sets her up a stake to burn her. Regina then throws a fireball at the helpless Snow White and it immediately dies. Her death causes Red to howl as a wolf and Emma to cry over her mother's death. Hook tries to comfort Emma by telling her that when his brother died, all he could do was live in the moment. But Emma wonders how she could still be alive if Snow died. All of a sudden, a ladybug buzzes around Hook, and just as he is about to kill the insect, Charming shouts, "Wait!" Charming takes the ladybug, places it on his hands as it transforms back into Snow White by the Blue Fairy, who is aware that Emma is not Leia all alone, but says it's alright. Her secrets can be hers. Snow is startled when Emma hugs her with tears in her, yes, shouting, "You're alive!" But she and Charming seem to be warming up to each other, causing a slight restoration in the timeline. Emma then looks at the prisoner and suggests that she and Hook take her with them back to Storybrooke because the woman is not happy about the idea. Prompting Emma to knock her out to kidnap her. As Emma, Hook, and their additional guests go their separate ways, both Snow and Charming reach the toll bridge, but thanks to the altered timeline, Snow doesn't have her dust as a weapon to defeat the trolls. So she goes towards them and bluffs. They drop their weapons and take off. The timeline is back on track as Charming is now smitten with Snow before they go their separate ways, with Snow holding onto the ring and trying it on as Emma watches from the distance get sweepy. Hook says, "It's okay, Swan. Not everyone gets a chance to watch their parents fall in love." Emma then opens the book and discovers the picture of Snow and Charming getting married as expected. Regina still seeking vengeance on Snow, resulting in the timeline being restored. Only this time she turns the trolls into bugs with the dark magic and squashes them. Emma, Hook, and their guests then return to see Rumpelstiltskin in the hopes that he can open the time portal, but instead he tells them that only they can reopen it because only the people who can do magic can do that, and Emma gives him his wand. Meaning, meaning the people who came here through the time portal are the only ones who can use the wand to open it back up. However, he'd rather forget everything he's learned, and then he sends them to the dark vault where he keeps dangerous and unpredictable magic and are restored to their storybook outfits. Hook says that Emma still has some magic in her, and after seeing what happened to her parents, she's ready to return home. Hook then notices the wand Emma was holding, and the light magic opens the portal, allowing Hook and the woman to escape first. Before she can leave, Rumpel holds on to Emma and demands to know what happened to Balefire/Neil. Emma tells him what happened, then begs him not to take away the fact that he died a hero. Rumpelstiltskin then drinks the forgetting potion with Emma's magic now restored. The portal sends Hook, and the woman back to Storybook, and we see Rumpelstiltskin after he took the potion, like, what the hell? He's like, what am I doing in here? like he's trying to, like, why the heck am I in my dog board? Like, he makes himself disappear out of it. It was like so funny. In Storybrooke, as Emma and Hook return to the present day, Emma starts to realize that her home is in Storybrooke and that she has been treating her parents like acquaintances for too long. Emma then returns home and gives them a big hug and calls them mom and dad for the second time. And I was like tearing eyed. I was like, oh, she called them mom and dad. Oh, the feels. Oh, the feels. Oh, family moment. Mary, Margaret, and David then tell her that they are naming their new son Prince Neil in honor of Emma's first love. And when you see Rumpelstiltskin, we're like yes, it's like, oh, my son Neil, he died a hero, and now he's being honored by the Charmings. Yes. Hook also tells Emma that he traded the Jolly Roger for a magic bean so he could bring her back to Storybrooke, and they finally share a passionate kiss. Also that night, Gold and Belle are officially married as watched over by Belle's father Mo French and ordained minister Archie Hopper. Unfortunately, Emma's return home also brings a major shock to Regina's chance to finally having the happiness she was hoping for with Robin Hood, when it is revealed that the prisoner Emma rescued was none other than Maid Marian, who was supposed to be killed by Regina back in the Enchanted Forest before the first curse. And as she returns to embrace Robin Hood, Regina now blames Emma for destroying her happiness. Oh my god, you talking about Emma being just like her mama. But that doesn't stop there, for it appears that another character has followed Emma and Hook to Storybrooke, and thanks to Hook touching the urn back in the vault, a icy blue substance emerges from the ground, and we see that it turns into Elsa, the Snow Queen, who is ready to unleash a frozen reception for Storybrooke. So, I will not lie. that was probably so far will have to be my probably favorite finale of Once Upon a Time. I am so sorry. That would have to be my favorite finale. Okay. So overall, for the entire season, we didn't went to Neverland. We didn't went to Oz. We didn't went to Enchanted Forest again. We didn't went. What else did we went? Oz, Enchanted Forest. Wait, Neverland. We got to introduce to some cool characters. We got to meet Peter Pan, Hook. Well, we kind of met Hook in season 2, but we got to meet Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Ariel, Prince Eric, Ursula, the Wicked Witch of the West, the Wicked Witch of the North, South, and East, Dorothy, the flying monkeys, Oz himself, and and Robin Hood, of course. We got to see more Robin Hood. And also, I love the fact that Emma finally realizes where her home is, you know, because that was like the whole thing with her for like so long. She didn't never felt like anywhere that she has been home, and what happened. And I'm glad that she got the chance to go back in time to see her parents fall in love. You know, she did alter the way they did fall in love a little bit. But I think that helped her understand her parents a little bit more, and where she comes from. And when she saw her mom die, I think that's what really hit home, really hit it for her, was realized as when her mom died, it was and then she found out that she wasn't dead, and when she went to hug her, that look that Snow had in her eyes, that she did not recognize the girl at all. That's when Emma realized that she's been doing that to her parents ever since she found them at the end of season 1. Because season 2 is pretty much all after the curse was over. So she realized this is her home, and she finally accepts to call them mom and dad. You know, I was like, beautiful. And the shocking thing, because I remember I was watching it because I had missed it when it first played, so I had to catch it again online. And so when I'm getting to the end of it, I'm like, wait, okay, like, where we going next? Where we going next? Like, where is Storybook? Where is Once Upon a Time going to take us next, right? So we see the urn, which was in Rumpelstiltskin's vault. And if you remember, Rumpelstiltskin said this is where he had all that stuff in his dark vault because it's unpredictable magic, and he said it's also dangerous. So I'm like, okay, we see this urn, we see this blue liquid fall. I'm like, what the heck is this that it was so dangerous and unpredictable, and they just accidentally brought the storybook. I'm like, oh my god, what the heck is it? Now I'm not like, where, right? So we see the liquid forming. So my first thought was like some sort of Terminator thing, because if you remember in Terminator, the dude turns like to the silver liquid, he can turn into a person, right? So it kind of reminded me of that sort of graphic type thing. And so we see it turn, and then we see like a little. I didn't know it was Elsa until I saw her back. I had to see I saw that hair, I saw that costume, that blue. I saw her do the little the ice thing. I'm like, oh snap! They is bringing Elsa. Let it go, let it go. I'm pretty sure though she is not gonna be singing "Let It Go," but I'm pretty sure the code ain't gonna bother her though. So we got the Snow Queen. Obviously, with Once Upon a Time, we already know, given the fact that she came out of Rumpelstiltskin's vault, which keeps the most dangerous of magic. Obviously, she's not gonna be the Elsa that we know from the Disney's version of Frozen. So obviously, she's gonna be the Snow Queen that Hans Christian created her to be. So this is gonna be really interesting to see in season 4 of Once Upon a Time. And not only that, since they are bringing in Elsa, the question is, will they also combine it with her Disney version? Because they already sort of combined it, giving her the name Elsa, which is her Disney name, not her real name from the original story. So the question is, will they bring in Anna, and will they also bring in Hans? You know, the two, her sister in the movie and her sister's love interest from the movie. So the question is, will they bring in them too? And also, I did read that Adam and Edward, the creators of the show, they also wanted to bring in other characters from other Disney princesses such as Tiana and Merida. So if they do those two, I also want to see how they're going to incorporate Merida and Tiana, given the fact that they're in because Merida is from Scotland and Tiana is from New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, New Orleans is in our world, a place of non-magic, but it also has the element of voodoo. So I'm kind of curious how they're going to do that. And Merida is from Scotland, so I'm pretty sure they could probably come up with some place in the Enchanted Forest that could resemble the Scottish Highlands and put in Merida there. That would be interesting. Because we have Sleeping Beauty. She is now in Storybrooke, because she was turned into a flying monkey. So she's in Storybrooke now, so maybe they'll find a way to put Tiana and Voodoo and Merida and a situation somewhere in the Enchanted Forest and bring them to life. So I can't wait to see how they're gonna do that. And oh god, I can't wait to see Frozen. Oh my god, I can't wait. I was like, what? Elsa? That was like a big shock to me when I saw Elsa. I was like, oh my god, it's Elsa. What? This is gonna be interesting. And also, I kind of feel bad for Regina's character because she finally has her happiness, but just like her mama, Emma had ruined it. All Emma had to do was leave that woman in a thing. And as Regina did tell her, that you're not thinking of the consequences of your actions. Yes, you want to do the good thing and saving this woman, but by saving this woman, you altered a completely different timeline because she was supposed to die, and Robin Hood was supposed to go through his mourning and grieving, which leads him to finding happiness with Regina. But now that is ruined because Emma then brought her here, and if she's not dead, then I'm not Hook. Then Robin never went through his grieving process, and then he can't be with Regina because his heart is now retied to his wife, Maid and Marian. So the question is, will Regina go back to being the evil queen, or will she just handle this in a different way? Not seeking revenge. So comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me what was your favorite part of Once Upon a Time, the season finale, and I will see you guys in the fall for season 4. Bye.